guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I'm Shanice and welcome to Simply Nikla. So today I decided to do a fun, spooky, gore type of Halloween nail tutorial as you see on the thumbnail. And so today I decided to do that since it's October and it's getting more closer to Halloween, so why not? I really love to do Halloween nail tutorials, so here's one for you from me, Simply Nikla. So if you want to know how I did it and how to do it and everything else, go ahead and sit back and relax, enjoy watching, and if you want to right now, you can go down below and subscribe, hit the like button as well, you know, and other than that, let's get started with this video. So to begin with this nail tutorial, I like to begin with a nice clean base to start everything off. So for this spooky nail tutorial, I wanted more of a skin tone color, so I decided to go with Sally Hansen's Champagne Supernova. I really hope that's really what it's called, but I decided to go with that color. It's more like a peachy skin tone color and a nice good base what I'm going to do next. So I applied 2 coats on all of the nails. So next, to start the fun effect I'm going to do in just a second with the nails, I want to make sure the Champagne Supernova coats are dry. So I went ahead and put my favorite top coat, which is a Pro Effects Quick Dry High Gloss top coat, right on top of all of the nails right now. Once I waited for a little bit and they all fully dried, I'm going to start this fun effect that I like to put on the nails. It's like that watercolor effect but with Sharpies. So I wanted the nails at the bottom background of the nails to have an infected, dirty, grungy look to it. So I have 4 Sharpie markers, which I use a brown and then a orange and a yellow and some black, and I use those 4 Sharpies and put it on the nail. I scratched it on all of the nails. At first I was going to do one at a time, but I decided to scratch all of them on the nail at once. And then on the side I have some nail polish remover on the side, and I have like a big like flat nail brush, and I dipped some, after I scratched all the colors onto the nail, I then dabbed that brush into the nail polish remover and then like let the nail polish remover liquid drop onto the nails, and it disperses the Sharpie marker and it makes this really cool effect. And I like the whole combination of the 4 colors because it really brings out what I wanted here, visually what I wanted in my head, and it had the like infected, grungy, dirty look that I wanted. So that's what I did to every nail, and yeah, each one looks different. And also, if you feel like you need a little bit more color in a certain area, want to make sure to let that nail polish remover dry before you mark onto the nail again, and then you dip back into the nail polish remover and just continue on with that. So I did that to every nail, and I've decided with just that effect on it. So for this nail tutorial, it's going to be a matte and glossy look, so I wanted the background of it to be matte. So I went ahead and applied my top coat, which I used LA Colors Nail Treatment Matte Top Coat on all of the nails. Once I was finished with that, I got the grungy, dirty, infected look, and everything's matte and it's dried a little bit. You have to make sure it's dried a little bit before you start this next aspect, because I'm going to start putting more detail on the nails. So for the Halloween spookiness part to it. I seen on trends on like Pinterest and Instagram, people want to like make that lacerations in your nail to make look like it is bleeding. So I want to do that effect on my nails, so I choose to do that on my index finger, middle finger, and pinky, and I just choose whichever way I want the lacerations to be on those 3 nails. But to do so, I use a red to make the blood, and I use LA Colors Color Last Captive to make those lines with the liner brush, squiggly, goopity lines, nothing perfect, and I make those lines on each of the 3 nails. Can't think through all the words I never said. Why to cover up the feelings, let it end, it end, it end. Okay, so to make the, like, some spots are more darker than others. I don't have like a darker red, so I went and used like a deep, like, it's in the red tone. So I use Wet n Wild, Grape Minds Think Alike with a liner brush just in the red sections, just little areas where you think the darkness would be. So I did that as well, the next step. Once I was done with that, I wanted that to dry a little bit, so I want to apply like staple looks on those lacerations. So with a black and a little tiny dotting tool, or you can use a liner brush, doesn't matter. I use Sally Hansen's Blackout, and I made like little C marks on either side of the bloody laceration on the nail to just, you'll see it in a minute, but it will help look like the staples are even more real like. So I did those on both sides of the laceration where I want the staples to be, if that makes sense, but here's the visual so you know. Cover up the feelings, once I did it to all the 3 nails, the index finger, middle finger, and pinky, it's time for the staple part. Fun, I love this. So I went ahead and used, I didn't know if the silvery glitter color that I was going to use was opaque enough, so I added a base color at the bottom. So I used Sally Hansen's Insta Dri Show Stealer, and I applied those curvature lines onto the nail where I marked those black little C's on the areas of the lacerations. And right now it looks pretty cool, doesn't it? So you know, staples are shiny, so I applied this wonderful silver glitter from LA Colors Color Craze, and it's called Live, one of the two. They both mean the same, but Live or Live, however you want to say it. I applied that onto the gray sections that I made to make the staples. So I really thought this was really cool. I really loved it. So I was done with those 3 nails. So the next step, I did a amateur move, and I forgot to make sure the camera was on record again. Like, I hate that when it happens. So you kind of missed the whole like spider that I did onto the nails. It's a cool like strained eyeball spider that I made. So I'm going to show you my nails, what the spider looks like, but I'm going to tell you how I did it. So the first kind of steps I did with a big dotting tool, I made a white dot to make the eyeball section. So the eyeball section is the body, so I made a bigger eyeball section with the white, which I used LA Colors Color Last Evermore white, and I made a big circle. You don't want to overdo your nail to make it real big, but a big enough circle to make the look like the body of the spider. Then with that black, the Sally Hansen's Blackout, I did the head circle. And you don't want the head circle to be extremely big, just like the body, and the proportions won't be right. So just a smaller circle than the body to make the head of the spider. So then I started right back into the eyeball first, and you can pick whatever color eyeball that you want, but I wanted a light blue, and so I used Wet n Wild, put it on airs, and I applied that white dot in the middle of the white dot. Then I applied a black dot in the middle of the blue dot to make the pupil of the eye, and which I used the Sally Hansen Blackout. And then I made a little catch light in the eyeball, and I used that LA Colors Color Last Evermore white to make that catch light. And so I want that kind of section to like chill for a bit. And so I went ahead and with that Sally Hansen's Blackout, I did the spider legs, and those are pretty self-explanatory. You can see it right there how to do the legs. Like you put a line going out from the body and then another line going up away from it, you know. It's not, the legs are the easiest part of this whole spider deal, but I did that, and I did little antenna teeth things, I don't know, onto the part of the head, and it really makes it more look like a spider. And so now I'm done with that, and I want the eyeball to be really strained, so I did some red squiggly lines into the eyeball around the, you know, around that white section, around the blue, you know. So I used LA Colors Color Last Captive Red to make those strain marks in the eye. So now this step, I realized I didn't have it recording, and now I am recording again. So I decided the spider eyeball body part wasn't really popping how I wanted it to. So I then decided to, with a liner brush, to mark a black line around the eyeball. And after I did that, it really made the eyeball really pop. So that's what I did next, and you can see it here now. And once I have done that, I was done with this whole nail tutorial, but I really need to seal off the design that I just made. So one of the background is already sealed off in matte, and I wanted that to be matte. And I wanted all the lacerations and the spiders to be glossy. So I took the Pro Effects Quick Dry Hot Gloss Top Coat, that is my favorite, and a like little nail brush, good enough so that I can paint on the glossy top coat onto the designs I made. So I did that and make sure it's only on the design details to seal off that. Now here's my fun, like gory, grungy, dirty, infected, spidery, eyeball-y looking nail tutorial that I did for Halloween. I really hope you liked it. I think this one was a really cool nail tutorial. I love doing Halloween nail tutorials. I love like the goreness of Halloween, but also I like the funness of it too. And I hope you can recreate these nails if you want, for just to be in the Halloween spirit like I am, or to complete your costume, Halloween costume, and complete it out. You can do this nail tutorial. I really hope you will really like this video. If you did, go down below and give me a like, please. Just please, I really appreciate it. And if you want more nail tutorials, you can go down below and subscribe, and I will deliver, because I do a lot in nail tutorials. It's my thing. I love doing it, and I love the holiday seasons because I can do nail tutorials based off the holiday seasons, and I really love doing that. So thank you so much for watching to the end. I really appreciate it so much, and I catch you back next week with another nail tutorial. Just yeah, so thank you so much for watching, and bye.